calls in. It's just fun to see Victor Oladipo out there playing like this.
And it's only going to get better. You can tell he's getting the swag back. The confidence, the aggressiveness, tackling on both sides of the floor.
Lopez knocked it out of bounds. A lot of long hours, lonely hours doing the rehab.
And you got to be committed because here's a guy that was on top of his game and an elite player in this league.
Two-time All-Star, All-NBA, third team 1 year, All-NBA defense, first team 1 year. Got a lot of help with Adebayo today. He impressive here this afternoon. So Miami with 3:06 remaining, up by 17. Again, you look, they've had so many different starting lineups. They've had key players. Butler missed 14 games. Hero's missing his 12th. Kyle Lowry missing his 8th. And economic justice. To learn more, visit nba.com/MLK or go to the NBA app. Nice shot at South Beach. This was during the national anthem tonight here at the Miami-Dade Arena, newly named. This will end a 4-game road trip for the Bucks. They had 2 good wins, one in New York on Monday against the Knicks, one in Atlanta on Wednesday against the Hawks.
And led basically the entire way in the game against Miami on Thursday.
They're up 15. The Heat have led almost this entire game. Vincent, the floater is good. 22nd from Vincent. Nice scoop floater, and it's 107.88. Some really strong defense from the Heat. Kane knocks it out, and he's going to be whistled for a foul.
Well, there's that lead Miami got that I was talking about previously, that they should have a bigger lead.
They're small, but they just play hard. They just come and they play a little different with the zone, but they play hard. They give themselves a chance to win. Unselfish on offense, hard on defense, regardless if it's man or zone.
Well, Mike Budenholzer empties his bench. The other Antetokounmpo, Thanasis checks in for the first time. A.J. Green, Marshawn Beauchamp. Kelishvili also back in. He played briefly in the first half. There's Jamal Payne. Flips at Oladipo. And the Heat, nice and comfortable with a 19-point lead with 2:20 to play. Here in the fourth quarter, the Heat have outscored the Bucks 30-17. Milwaukee was within 5 at one point here in the fourth. Miami making all the big plays. Kelishvili knocks down the 3. Just his 6th three-pointer. Again, doesn't play big minutes. As Oladipo walking it up, taking his time. A 20-point game today for Victor Oladipo. Spins off one foot, shot no good. Green quickly hands off to Carter. Good closeout from Strus. Beauchamp couldn't get a shot off. Pass gets his way to Thanasis Antetokounmpo. Kelishvili, not that time. Strus the rebound. As we approach a minute remaining. Again, we keep talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo out for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton. So the Heat without 3 starters as Adebayo throws that one down. They were without Hero, Lowry. Didn't mention Caleb Martin earlier. Caleb Martin, a very important player for the Miami Heat. This is an NBA season we've seen. There's Martin, where you simply have to figure out a way to win when you have key guys out, because you don't know from game to game who's available to play.
And one advantage that Miami has is tell the message to guys you work in, tell them you compete, you stay ready. And you can have a legit opportunity to play in front of guys. Well, they have evidence. They got guys that have fought their way, scratched and clawed their way, having key positions and roles in this franchise.
Feely misses that one. Rebound deflected. And still Milwaukee ball with 46.9 remaining. So the Hawks will finish up the trip 2-2.
And what I mean by that is, Bam wasn't supposed to be one of the faces of the franchise.
He was Hassan Whiteside's backup.
Right, and then they promoted him ahead of Whiteside, even when Whiteside was making huge money.
It is. It's still incredible that they've got 10 undrafted players who have played this year. That's a nice move from Carter, but clearly won't be enough for the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks began the day third in the East. This is going to be some incredible race down the stretch in terms of playoff positioning, play-in positioning in both conferences. Whistle and a foul with 13 seconds remaining. Adebayo, 20 points, 13 rebounds. Got in foul trouble early. Took him a while to get going, but he had 14 of those points here in this dominant fourth quarter. He is having his best season. Just great basketball at both ends. He's a defensive player of the year candidate. You mentioned Lopez earlier. Terrific big men on the defensive end. And a whole lot more. Kane hits the second. In a game they led almost the entire way. Miami Heat get back-to-back wins against the Milwaukee Bucks. They get 2 games playing the Bucks with no Giannis Antetokounmpo and take full advantage. Mentioned will go to 4 games over 500 for the first time this season, improving to 24-20. Gabe Vincent, he didn't exceed his career high, but how about his back-to-back games? 28 points on Thursday, 27 points here today. Jimmy Butler should rest in the fourth quarter. And Giannis Antetokounmpo could rest that sore knee. Again, nothing serious. He is always so good at this after every single game.
She obviously wanted to see him, wore the jersey, came over and take a picture. That's great stuff.
He's a special young man, the way he handles the fans and knows what it means to him just to spend a couple of minutes. But a tough couple of games for the Bucks here in Miami. Back up north as Drew Holiday, and the Bucks come up short right now. Let's go to